the 12th selection in the first round of the 2009 first-year player draft, the Kansas City Royals select Aaron Crow, a right-handed pitcher from Wakarusa, Kansas.
As we just heard the name Aaron Crow. He was taken with the 12th overall selection by the Kansas City Royals. This is a guy that was in independent league baseball with the Fort Worth Cats. He was good there, 3-0, 1.06 ERA. Why do you think the Royals thought this is the guy we need to take?
Well, I think, again, you go back to this time last year, Crow was the number one guy. I mean, everybody in baseball fell in love with him. Obviously, we have a very strong pitching class this year. He didn't sign. They didn't get quite as many looks. They got the looks a little bit later as they went on. But this guy was really special last year. He's got, again, a good body. He's got a plus fastball. He's got a nice breaking ball, good changeup, knows how to pitch. And not only, they're going to develop this guy as a starter, but I think there's a lot of people who said, look, if you need somebody in the bullpen in a hurry, this guy could be there. He's an interesting guy.
The other thing I'm thinking, too, the Kansas City Royals took this guy. He's 23 years old, like we were talking about earlier, Frank. What's his leverage? He's going to go back to independent ball? I mean, he's going to have to sign eventually. And I think that's what the Royals said. Hey, we'll take our chance with signing him.
Frank, what do you think of Aaron Crow?
He needs to sign. There's no doubt he needs to sign, and we talked about that. The leverage isn't there. Let's hope that this guy understands that and gets himself ready to go.
With the 4th selection in the first round of the 2010 first-year player draft, the Kansas City Royals select Christian Colon, a shortstop from Cal State Fullerton, California.
Peter Gammons nailed it. Christian Colon is the pick. He is 4th overall by the Kansas City Royals. He's a power-hitting shortstop. Some think he may move to second base as he goes down the road. This is a young shortstop with a lot of pop. 16 home runs this past season.
And for him to hit 16 home runs in that ballpark, Cal State Fullerton, tells you a lot about his power. But he plays in one of the best college conferences in all the country. A team that battles every year to go to Omaha for the College World Series. He plays in the top programs in the summer. I think this is a great pick if you're looking at a college baseball player who's seasoned, and that gives him an opportunity to move with the experience.
Well, the breakdown on Colon right here, I've got him as a future 6-hitter plus bat. I've got the power below. I'm not biting down quite as much. The run is not as good. Love the defense. Listen, this kid is one of these players that plays above his tools. He's got great instincts. The only thing missing for him is going to be the big range. I've got him more of a Placido Polanco type of a player. I mean, this guy's got great instincts. He really is a winning player. Kansas City got a definite big leaguer. They got a winning player, and they got a player that's going to play there for a long time. Good bat, good defense, winning instincts.
Good pick.
With the 5th selection of the 2011 first-year player draft, the Kansas City Royals select Bubba Starling, an outfielder from Gardner Edgerton High School, Gardner, Kansas. The Washington Nationals have the next pick, and they are now on the clock.
Bubba Starling, Harold. He's staying in Kansas.
They couldn't pass on him. This is right in your backyard. The minute this kid develops and gets to the big leagues, you're going to pack the stadium. I like what the Royals are doing anyway with their young talent. He fits right in with the group that they have. That Kauffman Stadium out there is a center fielder's dream. To have an athlete like this, Peter, it's a great pick.
To have a local guy, and they've got so much good young talent. I mean, Hosmer's phenomenal player and the best position rookie in the game. And if Starling can make it in 3 or 4 years, and he's a local guy, and he's a traction, I mean, people have forgotten, and John remembers, Kansas City in the 70s, 80s, and early 90s was one of the best baseball towns in America. And this is another chip in getting them back to where they belong.
With the 5th selection of the 2012 first-year player draft, the Kansas City Royals select Kyle Zimmer, a right-handed pitcher from the University of San Francisco, California. The Chicago Cubs have the next pick, and they are now on the clock.
There you see the reaction. Kyle Zimmer and his family in La Jolla, California. What a moment for him.
Tremendous. You know, when you look at where he came from, he was a third baseman when he went to college. And they said, hey, you got such a great arm, let's put him on the mound. And here he is, the 5th pick in the draft.
He's a prototypical body for a pitcher. big, strong.
They got the hat ready and
6'5".
everything.
Yeah, they had it ready. But both of his parents are athletes. This kid comes from an athletic family. And again, the arm plays, the breaking ball. As I said earlier, I think he has the best three-pitch mix that I've seen in the draft. Fastball, curveball, changeup, throw strikes. Good-looking stuff.
He's got even 4 pitches. And I've had scouts tell me that of all the college pitchers, he might have the best chance of being the best guy when all is said and done if you think about his now stuff combined with how little time he spent on the mound. I mean, he was an infielder not long ago. We see converted guys make it up because they throw 100 miles an hour in the bullpen, but 4-pitch mix, command, and he's only been pitching for 2 years. I mean, who knows what happens once he gets into a pro program with pitching coaches and coordinators, how much more ceiling he might have.
Wouldn't you agree that scouts really caught on to Kyle Zimmer when he outpitched Garrett Cole in the NCAA regionals last year? Remember that?
That didn't hurt.
No. You outpitched the #1 guy. Everyone's talking about Kyle Zimmer. And, of course, La Jolla, California, a hotspot right now because they're all buzzing the Zimmer family who's so excited. This is a guy that could throw 97 miles an hour. And he sits there, Harold. This is like consistent velocity. Yep. They love his makeup. And some scouts compare him to Cardinals ace Adam Wainwright. Just a different comp that you can throw out there. And we all love comps. I want to bring in Kyle Zimmer. Kyle, it was a great reaction. The hat went on quickly. Did you have all the team's hats just in case? Or did you know the Royals were taking you?
I didn't know. I didn't even know they had hats here. Somebody just brought it up to the front and gave it to me. So it was a pretty cool surprise.
Hey, Kyle, it's Harold here. I got to ask you, take us back a couple years ago when the coaches said, you know what, third base isn't working out. We're going to put you on the mound. What was your reaction?
I was surprised. I was definitely surprised at first because I was always sort of a hitter growing up, and but I guess the move paid off.
Kyle, it's John Hart. Listen, going down the stretch, there was some concern, maybe a little bit of health issues. Are you okay? Everything health check out?
Yeah, no, I feel fine. Everything feels great. I sort of strained my hamstring about a month ago, and I was sort of battling through that and trying to throw through it. But everything's feeling great now, and I'm ready to go out there and make some pitches. So.
Kyle, you're a guy who really jumped into the top 10 with how you performed early in the season, and then because of the hamstring and you had a weird schedule, we had that time off. I mean, was that hard for you to understand, not only because you weren't pitching as well as you wanted for your team, but with all those eyes watching you, every pitch you throw is really nitpicked. Were you aware of your name kind of going up and down a little bit on draft boards as people were trying to figure out what was going on with you?
Yeah. I mean, I just tried to really keep that in the back of my mind and just try to focus as much as I could as going out there and just trying to hit my spots and battle through whatever pain I had and just find a way to get it done for my team. And so it was a tough stretch there battling that, but I'm just happy it paid off.
Well, thank goodness someone there had the right cap because it looks good on you, Kyle. Going 5th overall to the Royals. Congratulations, a great day for you. Thanks for taking the time. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
The Kansas City Royals select Hunter Dozier, a shortstop from Stephen F. Austin State University in Texas. The Pittsburgh Pirates have the next pick, and they are now on the clock.
Well, a bit of a surprise here. Hunter Dozier, a large 6'4", 220-pound shortstop. Some scouts think he'll eventually make the transition to third base.
It's a surprise if you haven't seen him play. I've watched this kid on video. It reminds me of Troy Tulowitzki. He's that type of an athlete. He can play short. He's big. He's not moving to the corner. This guy is a big-time, projectable shortstop. I think you got to let him go play the position and see what he can do. I like the pick.
Yeah, I think you can put this guy just about anywhere in the infield, but the one thing that he does have, he's got the good body, he's got the bat, he's got the makings of power. Yep. I think, again, you're looking at a college hitter that can play in the infield, whether it's shortstop. If he moves, he could go to second base or go to third base, but you got to like the bat there.
Where'd you have this guy ranked?
I'd have to go looking for him a little bit, to be honest with you. Real good hitter. I don't think he stays at shortstop. What I'm looking at is the fact that the Kansas City Royals pick at 34, and then they pick again at 46. They're cutting a deal with Hunter Dozier. They're going to save some money. I want to see who they pick later on before we know exactly what they're doing with this draft. He's a good player. Don't get me wrong. Hunter Dozier is a good player. He does not belong in the top 10 of this draft.
You had him ranked 46th.
Yeah.
I know something you don't know. He had him at 46.
Callis
had him at 40. Wow. And
so
he goes at number 8.
Why did you not have him in the top 10?
I don't think he can play shortstop. I mean, he's a good hitter. and that's about it. You know, there are a lot of more guys. I think when you're pick number 8, unless you're being creative with your money, you're looking for a guy who's got a little more upside and can impact your team a little bit more than Hunter Dozier.
With the 17th selection of the 2014 first-year player draft, the Kansas City Royals select Brandon Finnegan, a left-handed pitcher from Texas Christian University, Fort Worth, Texas. The Washington Nationals have the next pick, and they are now on the clock.
Brandon Finnegan. He's 5'11", 185 pounds. Some question as to whether or not he's a starter or a reliever. Let's learn more with this spotlight on the TCU Southpaw.
Brandon Finnegan, TCU, left-handed pitcher. I'm on my baseball game after Derek Holland, rap. That's really the only thing I can get pumped up to. We can't stop, we won't stop. If something works, say like I wear a socks and some kind of socks and I get a win, I won't take them off. Well, I'll take them off and wash them, but I'll wear the exact same ones.
Brandon, even happier now. You may never see a 5'11" college southpaw who went 0-8 as a sophomore get drafted this high again. That's the case for Brandon Finnegan, the ace of TCU. The question surrounding him, if he has the stuff and mechanics to remain a starter. His fastball plays mid to upper 90s with a wipeout slider. Lack of a strong third pitch makes many scouts think he might be a future closer. He was terrific this year, 8-3, ERA barely over 2, a bunch of strikeouts. Peter Gammon's shoulder concerns. Had a shoulder injury, yet the Kansas City Royals feel confident to go with the youngster.
Well, the shoulder, the questions about the shoulder are the reason he didn't go 4, 5, 6, 7 in the draft. I mean, he would have been probably no lower than 7th if the shoulder hadn't been an issue. His last start, he was really good. He's gotten progressively better since he's come back. Now, I know teams always worry about the shoulder. I don't worry at all about him starting. Watching him last summer, he is so good over the rubber. I'm also not a believer in this whole thing about height with pitchers. I watched Greg Maddux and Pedro Martinez pitch. But his command, his ability to stay over the rubber, his breaking ball, they are really good. If that shoulder's fine, I'm sure the Royals will give him time to make sure he's healthy and then get him pitching regularly, either in Arizona or in the instructional league. This guy's really good, and I think he's going to come very fast.
The 21st selection of the 2015 MLB Draft, the Kansas City Royals select Ashe Russell, a right-handed pitcher from Cathedral High School in Indianapolis, Indiana.
Well, you can tell he's calm and cool. He's got that red shirt on, and it ain't even pitting out. This is a calm young man right here. I'm telling you, I couldn't wear that red. Go ahead, Ashe,
Oh, the Midwest kid. Stays in the Midwest and is drafted 21st overall by the Kansas City Royals. And the Royals have a track record for developing some pitching. Jordano Ventura, one of their frontline starters. Brandon Finnegan was their first-round pick a year ago out of TCU, and I'd say he helped them make it all the way to Game 7 of the World Series. Good look at Ashe Russell, a 6'4", 195-pound right.
Put it on right. A lot of pictures coming. A lot of pictures coming.
No pressure.
It actually looks good with the red. So here he is, his big photo with the commissioner, Rob Manfred. Ashe Russell taken 21st by the Royals, and he is in our draft spotlight.
My name is Ashe Russell. I'm a right-handed pitcher from Indianapolis, Indiana. I throw a two-seam, fastball, slurve, and a changeup. When I'm not playing baseball, I like to play golf with my friend Timmy. My grandpa and I went deep-sea fishing, and me and him pulled in a 275-pound marlin. Favorite song is Ambition by Wale. Listen to it before every single game.
Ashe Russell has one of the liveliest right arms in this draft class. Already has a mid-90s fastball with a wipeout slider. Two-time Gatorade Player of the Year in Indiana. Ashe dominated at such a high level in the state because of his two-pitch mix. He never really had to work on his changeup. Some scouts would say a future reliever, but expect Russell to get plenty of time to evolve as a starting pitcher.
The 14th selection of the 2017 MLB Draft, the Kansas City Royals select Nick Prado, a first baseman from Huntington Beach High School in Huntington Beach, California. The Houston Astros have the next selection.
Reaction from the Prado family. Nick Prado to the Kansas City Royals, sitting with his family and friends in California. The 14th selection. This young man, a former Little League World Series hero. You might remember the name. He hit that walk-off single to give California a championship victory over Japan back in 2011. 6 years later, he's being drafted for that same swing.
With the 18th selection of the 2018 MLB Draft, the Kansas City Royals select Brady Singer, a right-handed pitcher from the University of Florida, Gainesville, Florida.